Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's share, Coach Menachem. I'm sure tonight's going to be an amazing night. Tonight is February 22nd, 2026, and right now it's snowing and it's a storm. So we can just do the share straight now because nobody's going anywhere. We're in complete lockdown over here. Tonight's share is 261. First of all, I'd like to thank all the people that posted the share, and we're in our sixth year and promoting it. Tonight's share is going to be an amazing program. We're going to have a great time. We're here to have fun. This is the Purim edition, Gishmak, and we're going to have a great time tonight and also get some tachlis done. If anybody wants to join the WhatsApp status, please WhatsApp me at 732-314-1710. Or you can go to menachembernfeld.com to the website, sign up for his emails, the replays, and be part of Coach Menachem Land. I'm going to be posting the link as well to the chats in the thing as well. For any of the people watching this on YouTube, you can click on the like button. So me and Menachem get a lot of likes. We like to be liked by people, and sign up to the subscribe button so we get a lot of subscribers and make a lot of money. Thank you for all the advertising sponsors, Lakewood Scoop here in Lakewood, Ellie Nara, Five Town Central, Chayla Kaufman from JCN, the Jewish Content Network. The share is always at 9 p.m. Tonight's share is 261. Judah, tonight's share 261 is Bigamatria. Here we go.
Shalom Avracha, everyone, to Zoom share number 261. Confidence is just panic with better posture. How to move forward without needing it all figured out. Usually, many people need everything figured out before moving forward because they feel their involvement will be the cause for the outcome. In reality, it's Hashem doing everything from beginning to end, and the person's involvement is just to show their status. Obviously, you have to try your best, but you don't have to have everything figured out because the outcome is in the hands of Hashem. Which leads us up to tonight's gematria of 261. Etzba Elikim Hi. It's the finger of Hashem. Hashem is totally involved in everything.
Arnaik blows it out of the park as usual. Another home run. I always say, like, we have a cheshbon when we bring the guy on because it's based on the gematria. That's how we know when to bring you on. Tonight's share is sponsored by OKClarity.com. OKClarity.com is the largest mental health and wellness directory in the global Jewish world. The place for me to find an amazing therapist, psychiatrist, nutritionist, and even a stand-up comic, Dr. Juda Alcabez. Coach Menachem was there as well. OK Clarity has the most amazing WhatsApp status, over 10,000 followers. And please join. It's a great place for mental health. Get into it. Geschmack. Again, if anybody's here the first time, every Sunday at 9 p.m., this Zoom ID, we have different rabbanim, therapists, and even weird people like Dr. Judah come here and are part of it. We have it all from all walks of life. And he's a therapist also.
That's right.
Next Sunday is March 1st. March 1st will not be a share. It's Erev Tainis Esther plus something else. So next week. But the following share will be March 8th with Rabbi Ephraim. How do you pronounce his name, Menachem?
Rabbi Ephraim Sversky.
Rabbi Esker from Sversky, world famous on March 8th on my birthday. So it's going to be a very powerful share. Please join us. And looking forward. Okay, so here we go. We're going to first start off with Coach Menachem. Sunday night, it's February 22nd, 2026. We brought back Dr. Judah for the third time. So what are we doing here? What are we trying to gain tonight?
Yes, it's exciting. So first of all, Arnoya, thank you for the gematria. So tonight's share sounds like it's going to be about Emunah and B'tachon, which is like, wow. And last time we discussed it with Yehudah. Okay, so I want to welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Let's Get Real with Coach Menachem, number 261, Baruch Hashem, with a lot of Siyata D'Shmaya, and Hashem should help us continue. It's not always that easy. People show up and it happens, but behind the scenes, it's work. So Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem for giving us the koyach. And
Says I'm the host now. Oh, I am Coach Menachem now. Look at that. As Coach Menachem, I would like to introduce our guest for today. He is brilliant. He is really cool. Um, Maybe he is stalling. What is happening? Technical difficulties. I don't know if I'm supposed to like do something while we're waiting for our hosts to get back on, but they are not here. What's going on? We have a question. Make some jokes. Hey, make some jokes, funny guy. Make some jokes. Hey, make some jokes. Give me a topic. Let's see what we can do. I'm an improviser, so we can make something up. Got the chat box open. Everybody want to sing it, Niggin? Did it I la da da I na da 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 dum. Did it I da da dum. Okay. Oh no, no, she got my guitar. Ay ya ya my la 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 did it I da 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 my la 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 ba da da ba ba ay la 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 ma da da. Oh, Coach is back. Did it I da 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 la 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 la. Don't sing for a second. Stop singing. I can't hear you, Ushi. Ushi, I'm not able to hear you. You guys had a power outage from the snow? Is that what happened? Oh,
Yehudah, we just lost power in Lakewood. I just turned
oh,
back on.
really?
So give me
Oh my
5 seconds.
gosh.
I'll be back on and we'll continue.
Oh,
That
I
was
was
fun though.
joking.
No,
Okay.
just lost power. Give me 5 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll be back on. Everybody, wait. We'll be back.
All right. I'm gonna play the song. Ah. I don't know how it sounds, but this is what we're doing. Okay, I want to play a song that I wrote on the spot once. Somebody told me play the meaning of life. So this is what I came up with, and I like it. So I'm gonna share it with you guys. Dee-dee-da-da-da-da-da-mo. Dee-da-da-da-da-da-da, ma-da-da-da-da. Ha-da-da-da-da-da. Dee-da-da-da-da-da. Dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dee-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yehudah,
What?
keep on singing. You're doing great.
Did it? I da 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 dum. Ah da 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 dum. Dee da 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 dum. Ah da 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 da. My lady da 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 dum. Ah da 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 dum. Dee da 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 dum. Did it da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Did I da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. I da 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 dum. Da 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 da. Da-da-dum. Di-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
Hey, Yehudah, you hear me?
Yeah,
So how do we deal with this? Improv. Teach us.
that's what I'm doing right now. I just played a song that I didn't plan on playing tonight.
And I guess that's part of it.
That is part of it. This is not planned, folks.
That's amazing.
We did not plan to have the power go out and then be like, how would you
So
improvise in this
for
situation?
me, it's like Menachem read without a script. Let's go. You can do it.
Right, okay.
Like Menachem
Let's
says,
go.
I don't know if I can do it.
Ooh, which part of
Uh,
Menachem says it?
how am I supposed to? Let me try. Let me see where it goes. Till Usher joins until we get recorded. I'm not sure if this is recorded, but we'll see. Yeah, so the concept is we discussed that when we press records, we get into that mode of now we have to perform.
That's right.
So I got to put on my jacket and pretend as if, even though maybe inside I'm nervous, or maybe inside I'm not in the mood, or all those stuff. So that's a good example if we can let go. But the real question is, why wouldn't I? I have to perform. I should just let go. Just let go and not perform. So what are we looking for? What's the fine line? That's a good question. I want to bring in also the concept of one of the reasons why we drink on Purim. One of the reasons is Adela Yoda. There are people that walk around with this concept that they understand, and they're in their box. They're the way they see life. But the truth is, there's so much more than that, so much bigger. With understanding, Hashem runs the world, and especially when you look at the story of Esther, Megillah Esther, 9 years, and so we're trying to find ways how you get out of your head. Get out of your head. So this is just basic. Okay, so that's without the script. How am I doing?
Not bad. Not bad. I don't know if you think that it would have been much better with the script, but I don't know. I don't think so. It's great either way.
Okay. All right, let's see where Usher is. Usher, you on?
Come on, give me one more second. Sorry, everybody. It's so funny what's happening. Yehudah, tonight is real improv. Yehudah's an improv therapist, so we're doing the ultimate improv.
That's right.
Like this, guys.
That's right.
Tonight's year is 261, and I'm going to pass it over to Yehudah. You're going to open it up, lay it on, and while you do that, I'm going to fix everything up, and then we're going to go back into the regular. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in. You, Dr.
Amazing.
Yehudah, the floor is yours.
Amazing. Hello, everybody. Like we've said, I'm Dr. Juda Alcabez, and I'm a therapist, and I'm also a comedian. My specialty in comedy is improvised comedy, making up comedy on the spot. I do the other kinds of comedy too, pre-written comedy, that's fun, but there's something very, very special about improvised comedy, where you start with just an idea and you build off of it, and you don't know what's going to happen. And you are there discovering a story, an experience that has never been seen before and will never be seen again or felt again in that way, even if it's recorded. It is brand new, and improvising is my favorite thing in the world. And because I see the value in it and I'm so passionate about it, I like to teach it to other people. And when I teach it to other people, people have heard me say this a trillion times. The idea of it might be daunting to a lot of people, thinking that I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a plan. And then I prove them wrong, that they can't do it without a plan. I show them that they can do it without a plan, and that many times it's better without a plan. Now, this concept is it's very nice as an idea, but most people, when it comes down to it, are like, listen, plan is better than no plan. And there are a lot of times where that is true. However, I will make the case tonight that planning sometimes comes from a lack of confidence. Not all the time, but sometimes comes from a lack of confidence. When you plan something to every single small tiny detail of something, one could argue that there is an implication that you cannot think on your feet, that you cannot trust your instinct, that if you don't have every plan for every contingent scenario exactly laid out for you, you can't handle it. Now that, again, I'm going to say this a lot tonight, doesn't mean I'm anti-planning. I'm very pro-planning. But there's a certain type of planning which comes from a lack of confidence.
Yehudah,
So that's
you were behind this whole thing?
behind the whole power outage
Yeah.
for the whole Lakewood, not just you guys. I've been planning this power outage for years. Ever since I was in yeshiva, I was a little boy in yeshiva. One day I'm going to knock the power out in the middle of a shear. So, okay, so what I want to talk about to get us started here is confidence. I want to talk about the idea of confidence, the concept of confidence. First, I'd like to say what confidence is not. Confidence is, first of all, not a certainty. A lot of people think that when you're confident about something, there is a certainty that exists that you know you're going to be successful. You know that you're really good at something. And I don't see it that way. I see confidence as something which is somewhat of a moving target. And I'm going to define confidence soon, but again, I'm still at what it isn't, right? What it isn't is a certainty. What it also isn't is a feeling, meaning to say that feeling confident, yeah, maybe that's true, but confidence doesn't mean that you feel like you are going to be amazing at something. Doesn't mean that you feel like everything is going to work out. One of the best examples I experienced with this was the first time that I davened on Rosh Hashanah. Not like sat in shul. I did that my whole life. Meaning I was like, I was saying, it was about tzibur over there.
You daven
Right?
for the
So-
helmet?
Yeah, with my hat, with my white chazen's hat.
How do you do that?
How did I do it? What do you mean? How did I do it? How did they let me do it? Or-
Improv?
No, so right, so I practiced. Obviously, I practiced for years, right? And so the first time I was doing shachris on Rosh Hashanah, and so you sit there during Pesukah de Zimra. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to just vomit, right? And it was a very uncomfortable feeling. And so I'm sitting there with this feeling, and there's like this thought that comes into my head along with the feeling of I want to run away. And then I kind of took a step back and I looked at that thought, what my thoughts were about that thought. And my thought was, but I don't want to run away. I'm actually really excited to do this. And this is a great opportunity. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. So then what does that first thought actually mean? What it actually means is I'm so uncomfortable that I would want to run away if this was a situation where there wasn't any value for me here, right? So meaning that I wasn't nervous to the point from the place of I'm not going to do a good job. I was actually experiencing a feeling which I just didn't like. And so then my next thought was, okay, so once we do it, we're probably going to be happy that we did it. Therefore, this feeling that I'm feeling right now is temporary. And it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything about my abilities. It doesn't mean anything about the decision that I've made to do this. It doesn't mean anything about my chances at success. It's just a feeling that I don't like feeling. And so that's what I mean when I say confidence isn't a feeling, because I believe I was very confident in that moment. But there was another feeling that was on top of it, and somebody could see that feeling and then be like, oh, because I feel nervous, it must mean that I'm not confident, right? Which is mamish what we're going to talk about, right? What's your feelings? And then does that mean you're not confident, right? So that's another thing confidence is not. Confidence is not a certainty. It's not a feeling. It is not loud, right? Nobody ever screams on top of their lungs how confident they are unless there's a little lack of confidence in there and they're trying to get everybody else to agree with them so they can override the part that's saying you're not so good at this, right? A lot of times we think about like sports players, saying they're talking about how they're the best. They always talk about Muhammad Ali would talk about himself. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. Okay, what do you have to say you're the greatest for? If you're the greatest, you don't have to tell everybody you're the greatest. They should see that you're the greatest, right? So confidence is not loud either. And the last thing that confidence is not it is not always present. And that's really important. Even if you actually have real confidence, it doesn't mean that you like got it, like you're holding it in your hands and now I have it forever. It is something that is kind of, like a rowboat on the water. It's moving around a little bit. It's not exactly staying in one place. You could say, I still have confidence on some level, but based on some variables in this situation, I don't feel as strongly as I do in other instances where I do feel a lot of confidence, right? So, what is confidence? And this is going to be very important for our discussion tonight. Confidence, this is how I define confidence. This is not from dictionary or whatever. Confidence is I wrote it down. I prepared.
Oh, wow.
Against the rules. Against the rules. He did it. He broke the rules. A belief, confidence is a belief that you belong doing what you're doing. Coach, maybe type this out. Maybe for my book. A belief that you belong doing what you're doing and that you will be able to adjust to whatever arises. Okay?
Could I add to that?
Maybe.
Even if sometimes I feel I'm not,
If you feel you're not able to adjust.
or the whole line. Say the line again, and then at the end.
Yeah. So let's stick a bit of a long line over here. It's the gematria for the 11,000th show. It's going to be a little long. A belief that you belong doing what you're doing.
You have to go around the whole t-shirt.
Right. Of course. You guys bring this voice out of me. Yeah, of course. Okay. A belief. It's two parts. A belief that you belong doing what you're doing. Okay. So right now, if you told me, "Hey, you're a doctor, can you take out this guy's appendix?" I don't belong doing that type of doctoral procedure. I could, write a paper. I can't take out your appendix. So if I lacked confidence as I was trying to remove someone's appendix, that would be appropriate because I don't belong there, right? If I lacked confidence where in a, as a therapist, right, in something that I've done many times and that I have a right to be there, right? My skill set and my abilities brought me to this place, which is it is consistent. The environment and the responsibilities are consistent with my general abilities and my general, whatever you want to call it, education or position, right? So that's the first part, a belief that you belong doing what you're doing. And the second part is that you will be able to adjust to whatever arises. Okay, so think about like a confident singer, right? A confident singer won't get on stage and be like, guys, I have a song that I'm gonna sing, and I hope you like it. But if you don't, that's okay. I'll stop in the middle, right? You're like, I belong here, and then you're like, I did it, I belong here, right? And then if the sound cuts out in the middle or the power goes out, you are like, I can adjust to this situation because I am good at what I do. Is it ideal?
Boom.
No. Am I
Boom.
frustrated? No. What? Wrong?
Boom.
Oh, boom. That's right. Boom. That's right. It's a good thing we planned that power outage because it really demonstrated it. So, right. So for me, that's the way I view confidence, right? Because the shaky version of confidence is where somebody believes that they're going to be successful and they try so hard to hold on to this idea, which is not a fact. It's not a certainty. Nobody's guaranteed to be successful at anything. And so when they hit a bump in the road, Rabbi Isai, then they panic a little bit because they're like, wait a second, it wasn't supposed to be hard for me. It wasn't supposed to be confusing or overwhelming. But nobody said that. And if you're really confident, then you say, yep, this is pretty much what happens now. My example for myself, where I can't say I really have confidence in this, but it was an improvement in my confidence, is whenever I'm building furniture from like IKEA, or they have those instructions, those like really like unhelpful instructions. So what always happens to me, always, is at a certain point, I realized that I put something backwards on 4 steps ago, right? And I used to get so mad because I hate the whole thing in the first place. I used to get so mad. I'm like, this stupid thing, I don't even want to be doing in the first place. Then at a certain point, I said to myself, when I start this next thing, I said, when I put something on backwards, I will be able to adjust. So then when it happened, I was like, oh, this is the part of the building where you have to take 5 pieces off and you have to go back and do it, right? So meaning like not that I'm like the most confident IKEA builder. I'm not. I would rather not do it. But my confidence when I was trying to force it to happen, right? Or you could say the other way around. I was trying to force it to happen because I wasn't really confident in my abilities, right? When I was like, listen, I can handle undoing a few steps. I can go back and whatever, right? Then actually my confidence goes up, right? Because then the whole time I go through it, I'm kind of like, all right, whatever arises, I'll handle it. I'll figure it out, right? That's the way I define confidence. And that is not a feeling that overrides any other feeling of nervousness, frustration, anything, right? I'm playing a song at the beginning here, and I don't know what's happening. I'm like, is this going to be the rest of the show? Should I shut off my camera? Are these guys coming back? How many people are watching this guy just like be like, oh, I'm going to play a song for you now? I have no idea. It was not the most pleasant experience of my life, but it was grounded in an idea of like, hey, this is my move now. It's a decent move. I belong here, and I'm gonna handle whatever happens, right? So that's how I define confidence. There's more to get into here. I don't know if you want me to
Eventually,
what I'm it's what time is it?
eventually, we're going to try to figure it out.
So let me say this before. I
Let's
don't know if
go.
you guys
Let's
have
go.
some.
Get into it. Get into it. Let's go.
I'm into it. That's your whole thing, Ashi. You always say the whole time, get
Go.
into it, get into it. 3 hours in, it's like 1 in the morning. You're like, okay, now get into it. My favorite thing. Okay, no, let's get started. Okay,
We
guys,
have all night. Nobody has work tomorrow. Everybody's
That's right.
snowed in. It's either you
Not,
or like
not everyone is a
you're our entertainment. But
snowed in.
let's get
I
into
have a
it.
tennis match at 7:30. I have a
Yeah, I know. It must be hard in Florida. It must be very, very difficult.
yeah. No, they said it's gonna be cold tomorrow. It's gonna be 63.
Oh. There's people on the East Coast dying here.
Chas v'sholom, but yeah, I'm saying right. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, if you want, you could come here. You can move
Have
here.
confidence.
Right, that's right. Confidence is definitely not bragging. But so okay, so this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that the idea where improv theater and the skills that I learn and teach, where it merges with this concept of how I'm describing confidence is you when you're doing improv comedy, you're making stuff up, you really actually don't have a goal, and it's a wild thing because if you're trying to be funny when you're improvising, chances are you're not going to be funny. So meaning that people come to a comedy show and you get up there and you say, tonight we are going to put on a comedy show for you, and it's all made up on the spot, right? So then you would think that we should be trying to be funny. But anytime we're trying to be funny, we're trying too hard to be funny, we miss it. And so you learn that you're sometimes you let go of the larger goal and you actually just focus on the one that's right in front of you and get really present in the little piece of what's right in front of you, right? So meaning like I could say tonight on Coach Menachem, I want at the end of it that everybody reaches out to me and everybody, sees all my stuff online, blah, 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 right? But that doesn't help me in the moment when the power went out and I'm there with a guitar like a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like in that moment, I just have to get present in the moment that I'm in. What you learn from doing improv comedy specifically, and we're going to do some of it tonight, is that you can take anything and turn it into anything, right? So meaning that you have that skill, you possess that skill, and I do believe that everybody possesses that skill. And so if you find that you can turn anything into anything, you can turn 5 words into a story, you can turn a suggestion from somebody into a whole speech. If you find that you can do that in Looney Tune land, in improv land, then you might start wondering, like, where else could I do this? And where else am I actually like really good at what I do already. It could be as a parent, it could be as a husband, a wife, a teacher, a podcaster, presenting at work. It could be literally just socializing. It could be all of those things. I wonder if I'm trying too hard to plan it out to make a certain outcome happen when the reality is that if I get thrown something that surprises me, I might actually be better at adjusting than I think I am. And then you practice that, and then at a certain point, you end up on a podcast with a backwards baseball cap, looking like a Target mannequin from 2006, with a doctorate degree and a guitar, and a Coach Menachem and Ushi over there saying, "Let's get started."
That's what people are scared of.
You're a real doctor. You got your side.
I have a DSW.
That's like where you buy shoes and stuff.
That's right. I was setting you up for that. That's right. I was giving you that one. Yes.
So there's
Doctor of social work.
Wow, look.
Yeah, and most people's response is, and what's the point of that?
Right.
What does that do? What do you have? What does that do now for you?
It gives you the license plate.
Nothing. So what it gives me is mail to my house that says Dr. Alcabez, and I like that. Also, my mom said she loves me now. She told me.
Okay, Yehudah, are we going deeper or we're going to polls? How are we playing this? Let's go.
Get started. Okay, so thank you, Hashem. You want to do polls? You want to do some polls?
You really didn't say nothing. You just really put out a concept, what confidence is, what's not.
I put out a concept. I didn't
so
say
you
nothing.
want to end with that concept
something.
and then I can grill you? That's what you want? That's what you prefer?
Yeah, let's do a little bit of that.
Do that way? You want to do that one?
Because we got plenty of time. Nobody has work tomorrow.
We have nothing to do. We could do this all night.
All night.
Okay, let's take a 3-poll question and then let's he's a cute guy, but let's just really make fun of him now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Comes on the podcast, hundreds of people, says nothing, and then everybody should laugh. Okay. When you don't have a plan, what does your inner voice say? Ooh. Number one, I might trust you, but I'm nervous. Like, let's say, like, you come onto a podcast and the lecture goes out and you have nothing to say. So, like, what's your plan? So, do you say, Hashem, I trust you, but I'm nervous? B, I should probably ask somebody smarter. C, let's do it and daven that it works. Or D, why didn't I prepare for this? Like, duh. Like, why didn't I,
I like it.
I like it. Number two, when you're not sure what you're doing, what do you tell yourself? No, let's see how it goes. B, I probably should ask a shayla, should ask my rabbi. C, Hashem runs the world anyway. Or D, why didn't I think this through first? Very similar to the first question, Menachem. Very similar, no?
Yeah, you got to improv.
Okay. 3, when things don't go according to plan, you think, A, there must be a cheshbon here. There must be a calculation why it didn't go according to plan. God has his ways. Or B, okay, that's my avoided. That's my task now. I have to suffer. C, this was clearly not in the notes. Or D, everyone else seems to know what to do besides me. 3 general questions, answer to the best of your ability. And let's see where that takes us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Remind me, what do we do while at this part?
You usually take out your guitar.
Oh, is that what happens?
Or we do da 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 da.
Oh, but the Jewish version of it.
Da 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 da. Right, we play it out, and we'll see who ends up with the most money.
I was telling my son yesterday. They say that the words "L'chuna ranan al Hashem," right? Let's go and praise Hashem. They say that Adam Arishon said that, and that he was saying it to all the animals, and all the animals came on, and so we were talking about this massive moment of all the animals coming to the first man, and he summoned them, and he was saying, "Let's praise Hashem," and then he looked at them and he went, "Thank you, Hashem."
Oh, so it was Joey Nuka.
It was Joey
Okay,
Nuka.
let's share the poll. Here we go. First question: when you don't have a plan, your inner voice tells you. 31%. The number one answer: Hashem, I trust you, but I'm nervous. Everybody turns to God. That's the default. That's where we go. Number 2, they're all basically tied.
But it's very close. Yeah, I was gonna say they're all hovering around the same. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one that's standing out more is Hashem. I trust you. Everybody else is I should probably ask someone smarter. Let's do it. I just daven and it works. Why didn't I prepare for this? That's like 22, 25, and 22%. Any comment on this? It just shows you that our audience, they turn to God.
Turn to God. Right, right. Interesting. Let's do it and daven. It works. I would wonder if that's mostly the men.
I would say the woman.
Sounds like a guy thing.
Sounds
Work out. Daven Hashem. Like,
That's
but
the
we don't
woman.
have a place to go for Shabbos.
2, when you're not sure what you're doing, you tell yourself 31% new. Let's see how it goes. Number one answer, new. 19%, I should probably ask a Shaila. 30%, Hashem runs the world anyway. 20%, why didn't I think it through first? I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to write a question that doesn't make sense. I'm going to put a bunch of stupid answers that don't make sense. I'm going to write one of the answers, Hashem, and we'll see if everybody just answers. Anytime it says Hashem, they just choose Hashem. They just go with Hashem. Because whenever it says Hashem, just Hashem.
There must
Okay,
be
let's go to the final one. And somebody wants to do an improv with you. So let's do something improv tonight.
We're gonna do
Forget
it.
about
We're gonna do
anything
it.
intelligent you're saying. Let's just do improv. Let's just have a good time.
Oh,
It's our Purim. Let's just have a good time. We spoke a whole year about all the problems and all the therapists and all the issues and all the depression. One time a year, menapach. Let's have a good time. When things don't go according to plan, you think 34%. There must be a cheshbon here. 39%. What's my avoided here? See, only 9%. This was clearly not in my notes. And 18%, everyone else seems to know about me. See, anything with the cheshbon and the God and the avodah, it's like, these are hot words.
it's interesting.
So
Very
basically,
interesting.
in short, anytime we get stuck or we get flustered, we go into this spiritual, and I mean, I'm not making a joke. I'm saying, honestly, that's where we go. So
Right.
again, if that's really where we're holding and we're really on such a lofty level, which some people are, then
I would say if they're taking action
right.
with
The question
Hashem,
is
that's
also a
amazing. Many
default
people
answer.
don't take action. They say, "Oh, leave it up to Hashem," and then they go back home.
Yeah, yeah. I'm no rabbi, but I feel like Hashem wants us to, use what He gave us, not say, "You do it. You're God. You do it." He made you. He made you with abilities, right?
You put it on me, I put it back on him. Okay, let's go into some questions. Okay, so let's take some questions. Let's get into it tonight. So again, the point we're trying to talk about is confidence, what confidence is, right? And when we don't have a plan, how do we deal with that? Now,
Yes.
this goes into many conversations on life, all jokes aside, right? We get into life situations with family, with parnasa, with situations. Sometimes we don't have a plan. Sometimes you got to be confident when you don't really know how it's going to work out, right? You go into that meeting and you're trying to close that deal, but if you don't close
Right.
that deal, that you're going to have a big problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real thing. We're gonna make light of it, but there's an underlying message here tonight. Okay, let's go into the first question. We're gonna ask you the first question. Somebody said that I'm a married father, juggling work, parnasa, family. Most of the days I feel like I'm just reacting instead of actually choosing.
Mm-hmm.
I function, I show up, but inside I'm not confident. I'm just trying not to mess things up. How do you build real confidence when life doesn't slow down enough to figure yourself out? So I'm going to recap the question because I can really relate to the question. Sometimes we're in so much over our head and there's so much happening, and us strong men or women, we just go through and we fight through it and we hold through. But how do you do that when we don't know what's going to be? We don't feel confident. We feel like we're just surviving. So how do we faking the confidence? I'm assuming we could do, right? We try to do that, but how do we actually feel confident?
Okay. So I think that confidence is a very large topic if you're saying I want to be confident in every area of my life. There is no person that is confident in every area of their life. So somebody who's asking this question, I can very much relate to, my starting point is I want to know, where do you feel the most confident? You as an individual, and I'm not asking you, and I know I said confidence is not a feeling. You're gonna get me on that. But I'm saying, where do you experience the most confidence? Now, this person could be someone who feels the most confident whenever there's a conversation about math. I don't know. Like maybe that's something that makes sense to them. So the reason why I ask that is because you want to focus on the areas that you belong in. right? And then you expand from there. So, right, going back to my definition is that confidence is, I believe that I belong in doing what I'm doing, right? And then having and strengthening that. So if you lack confidence, you feel like you lack it in every area of your life. My starting point is where do you experience confidence, which then we could build on that and you could feel more of it. Because there is an experience of generalizable to a certain degree, not all the way. There is an experience of I start to feel confident in really confident in one area, and then your brain starts to go, maybe it's true in another area. And then you take a risk that you never took before, and then it turns out fine.
But
So
is it possible that a person doesn't have confidence at all? You'll ask him, what's one area? He'll say, I can't find any. Is that possible?
So on a technical level, I would say it's really not possible because of the fact that, well, I'll say two things. I'm gonna get really, really deep for a second here, and then Ushi, you can say, let's get started, and I'll make jokes again, okay? Uh, if you're a person that is doing stuff in the world, you have some level of confidence. If you had zero confidence,
driving a car, maybe driving a car.
Right, right. Meaning you might take those things for granted. You might say, oh, that's not a big deal, right? Or everybody can do that, but you are confident, independent of everybody else. You are confident in doing that thing, right? So I mean, if you're doing anything in the world, you have some level of confidence. There is a starting point there. Now, I will say this is where we're going to get deep for a second here, is that even when we talk about the pain and the trauma and all that kind of stuff, right? Which is very real and very important when we're talking about confidence. There's early experiences as an infant that you learn that you must matter on some level because somebody comes when you cry and changes your diaper, even if there's so much around you, which is terrible and damages your confidence. The beginning stuff that you're something that matters is a foundation that we have, right? And so like deep down, everybody believes that they matter on somewhere, and it might be very, very hard to get to, and you might believe that like you feel like the truth is that I'm not important and I'm not good at things and all that kind of stuff, but you are standing on your own 2 feet and you go and do some stuff, and that has to come from somewhere. Someone could say that it's just a spiritual thing that Hashem, breathed his life into us. But regardless, you have something. There's something to work with.
Amazing. Imagine, let's for example, somebody's a manager. He manages a huge store, but he walks around deep down. He doesn't tell anybody, but he just doesn't feel he's doing a good job. He doesn't go home feeling relaxed that I'm doing good. What's that?
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of what I was saying in the beginning is that confidence is not really a feeling. We don't have to feel good about something in order for us to be confident about it. There's sometimes where we actually are doing a good job and we don't feel good about it at the same time. And actually, it's an important thing for us to kind of, in a way, embrace because like I was saying before, there's nobody who's confident all of the time. And if you look at your feelings and you say, oh, because I don't feel good about it, it must be that it's not good. That's bad information. That doesn't connect. Like the most confident person that you think of, when you think of confidence, you think of the most confident person, right? You think that person never is doing what they do, and inside they're like, I just don't have it today. Or like, I feel like I'm not delivering it or whatever, right? Like that it's just crystal clear inside. I don't think so. And I think anybody who is crystal clear inside, probably a narcissist. If I had to guess, I would say they're a narcissist, a really big one.
So you're saying they also have some days, ups and downs.
I want to jump into the next question. I think it's going to tie into it. Okay.
Let's go.
You're first. Open up. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I also think it's a very smooth transition to what you were discussing before. So I have my question is twofold. First of all, how do you know if your confidence is authentic? and not like sometimes we want to cover up for like not feeling good enough about ourselves or like cover up for our insecurities. So we want to come across as confident, but really we're breaking inside. So how do we know if it's real? How do we know if the confidence is really comes from an authentic place? Because a lot of times we do, not only in terms of confidence, but a lot of times we do things to cover up for something else, right? We have like a certain part in ourselves and we want to, let's say, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, so is maybe sometimes showing confidence is really a cover up for something else. So how do we know if it's real? If that's clear. And then my second question is, they say competence breeds confidence. How much should a person expose themselves to like certain challenges to build their confidence? If a person's going to sit on a chair and not do anything, they're never going to become confident. You have to try to expose yourself to certain challenges that you believe you have. But you have to have those core beliefs to really be able to challenge those beliefs to build your confidence. So how much should a person expose themselves to certain challenges? If I'm not a dancer, I shouldn't volunteer to dance, but how do I know to what extent I should challenge my abilities so that I can boost my confidence, if that makes sense?
Yes. Okay. So let's go to the first question. The first question first. How do we know if we're not using it to cover up something else, right?
Yeah.
Confidence, when you're actually confident about something, it feels steady. It doesn't feel like it's this like fleeting thing that is just like you're on shaky ground and you got to like keep on feeding it, right? So like let's say somebody who's not confident, I don't know, I'll give you a good example. Like as a performer, right? I know that there were times when I was younger that I wasn't confident about my performance, so then I would be asking people for feedback afterwards in a way that felt like it was productive, but really what it was as soon as the good feeling of you did a good job wore off, then I would need to get another hit, right? As opposed to, it's years later, I've worked on it and blah, 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 and now I'll perform and of course, I would love to hear a compliment from somebody, right? But it's a different feeling. It's a different experience. The experience is more, it's almost like I'm sure I did a good job. That's kind of what I'm sure. Not I know I did a good job. I'm sure I did a good job. It's nice to hear from people, oh, you did a good job, right? But it's not like you're not thirsty for it. You're not like if I don't get it, I don't know what's going to happen to me, right? And so the experience is different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm going to challenge you a drop. I'm going
Yes.
to give a little pushback. So that means that in the beginning, going back years, right, in the first 2 years, you weren't confident at what you were doing. That's what you're saying, basically.
I certainly lacked confidence. And the interesting thing about my old lack of confidence, two things. One is that this is specifically with music. A lot of my experiences, a lot of what I focus on is because of the journey that I went through with music, with playing music and feeling inadequate as I was playing music, right? And then so I learned a lot about that. Now, technically, as a musician and as a vocalist, I was good enough to be considered good. And I was performing and I wasn't like on stage like nervous. I was performing well, but I was trying to control some sort of outcome. Right? I was trying to like control for every mistake. Like if Ushi would have asked me those questions 10 years ago, right? I would have been like mine would have been all about preparation. Why wasn't I prepared for this? And I have to be prepared for her next time, right? No trusting of my own actual abilities. So during that time, it wasn't that because there's a trap, and it's kind of like part of your second question. Competence breeds confidence, but if your attempt at getting competent at something is really rooted in your lack of confidence, you're going to end up on a hamster wheel making yourself crazy, which is what I was, which was every time I would play somewhere, I would find a part of it that I didn't like, and then I would say, okay, now I need to learn how to play a certain blues riff better, or I need to learn how to hold a note longer, or like, and then I'd be sitting on YouTube, like studying, South Indian vocal percussion, which is pretty awesome, and I'm glad I did it. But the idea was that it was coming from a place of like, you got to fix this, bro. So get more competent. And really, what I needed in order to build my confidence was, hey, at the end of the day, you belong playing this song and you have the ability to adjust. If you need to, you can sing differently. This isn't like a scripted thing where you got it down perfectly and this is the only way I'm going to do it is if I, right? So meaning I needed to actually go to a different part of myself, not a skill building part.
Mhm. So you say it's not only skill building, but I do feel like it is small, gradual steps towards me. Say you wouldn't say that when you started out improv, you were not confident, you were less confident. So confidence is not linear. It keeps it can increase and decrease. You can have better days and worth it. Oh, that's why you're saying it's not a feeling. It's
Oh, yes. And
very
actually,
okay.
yeah. And I appreciate that you're saying it's not linear, because I specifically with improv, it was very interesting. I was doing it for fun. I was going to improv classes and I was goofing off, and I wasn't doing it professionally. I wasn't planning on doing it professionally. I was just having a great time. And then as I started doing it more professionally, and somebody offered me an opportunity to teach improv, I I went to my regular improv class, and my improv teacher after class said, "What is going on with you today? You are not here. You are not expressing yourself. You're just not doing it." And I realized that the game changed because now there was this new variable of like, oh, you're an improv teacher, so you need to be the best at improv. So I started trying too hard again,
Mhm.
right? So you add in a new variable, and
Right.
then you're maybe it shakes your confidence a little bit. Now, I like to think of when you actually have confidence as when like people will say like I lost my confidence. There's different levels of losing something, right? If you leave a sweater on a bus on the way back from Meron and Lag BaOmer, you're never going to see that sweater ever again. You lost it, right? If you lost your keys in your living room, you're like, "Yeah, I know it's here somewhere. I'll put $1 in the pushka and I'm gonna find it between the cushions of my couch any minute now." You understand what I'm saying? So like I lost my confidence, but it was standing on something strong enough that after I had a couple of insights and I worked through it, I was like back to where I had built where I was up to in my building process. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I have one more if I have permission to do that.
I'm not in charge. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll go until I'm not stopped. So do you think that nurture, experiences, upbringing plays any role in this whatsoever?
Absolutely.
Okay, fine.
Absolutely it does. And at the same time, there's a limit to the analysis that we do of that part of ourselves in terms of increasing confidence, right? Because and this is why specifically why I teach improv in today's therapeutic world is that this is not my line, but somebody was telling me recently said we have more the average person has more access to psychology than ever before in history, right? So there's a lot of concepts that we know, right? And so like okay, regulate your system, right? And okay, trauma and blah 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 blah, right? 50 years ago, you said the word trauma to people, they didn't know what you were talking about. And they also probably like, okay, it's not so bad. Your Rebbe hit you, get over it. So, but now everybody has that knowledge. The problem that I see is that a lot of people don't know how to live their life differently. So they know why they're living their life the way they are, right? But sometimes that's not the question. So I know that I don't like socializing because there was so much pressure on me on my home to put out a certain image to make sure our family looked good. I know that's why. Okay, but how are you going to go socialize? If it's important to you to go do it, how are you going to do it? Right? And that's what improv does is it's an experience of confidence testing and building, as opposed to saying, I know where it's coming from, and now I'm still going to avoid it.
Right. Okay.
That's
Got it.
it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go to the next question. I almost feel like I lost electricity again. Just started
Did you?
flickering. That'll be fun. Then we get to test it again.
That's right.
Here we go. Hi.
Hi, thank you so much. I was wondering how you would recommend helping children with finding confidence. Specifically, I specifically have a child that really struggles with confidence, and he is very competent. He can be at times, and it's like he'll get that momentary boost of feeling his confidence when he succeeds at something, but it dissipates very quickly. And he goes back to, kind of like a fear. He says, I'm scared a lot, or I'm nervous, or I'm scared. And, so I guess I'm wondering if there are any exercises, or just how would you recommend interacting with that child? Everybody says, give them a lot of praise and focus in on what they're doing right. And I wonder how much that helps, or how much that's, because it's something from inside of him that needs to come out. So how would you recommend dealing with that situation or helping that child?
Yeah. How old are we talking here?
10.
10. Okay. So okay, I have lots of thoughts on this. But how much time do we have? A few hours. Okay. So first of all, I start at the same place that I started at with the question about the older guy, the father working and being busy and all that kind of stuff. What's an area where the kid does feel some confidence? Now and do can we build in that area? Now, one of the things which is really difficult for kids is that they grow up, they're living in a world, this is always kids, not just today's world. They're living in a world where their behavior is always under a microscope. And one of the mistakes that I think a lot of parents and teachers make, and it's not a evil thing, and it's not even like deeply traumatizing or whatever, but one of the mistakes that I often see is that we almost never do things without an agenda, right? We never we never let's say, oh, here's a good example. I teach improv to teachers, professional development, how you can use it in your classroom, right? And a lot of times, well-intending teachers will say, could I use this, like, let's say, to get them to, and as soon as that sentence starts, I stop them. I don't know what you were trying to get them to do, but the second you turned it into get them to, you created a distance between you and them, right? You created this experience where they know that there's some sort of behavior which is approved and some which is disapproved, and they have to figure out what that is in order to be successful. And so when we talk about building up confidence, we're not really going to do it by putting them in a situation which Viola Spolin, who is the originator of improv in America, was a Yid in 1930s in Chicago. She called it the approval-disapproval system. That you live in a world where everything is approved or disapproved, right? And she used to teach improv to immigrant kids who didn't speak the language, who were lost in America, and get them to work together. And so when it comes to building up confidence, right? Can you think of an experience which aligns with the kid and that you could maybe be part of, which doesn't have any agenda of a trying to accomplish something, right? Like you are just there with them and they are just experiencing it. I don't know if this is too vague, but the concept being very important is that we have to give kids a chance to like find the confidence without it being like, you did it, good job being confident, right? Because then they know, like, I'm just doing this like so I don't get in trouble, or that you think I'm confident. The feeling that they accomplished something, that's theirs. They walk away with that. That's what we're going for.
So would that mean, like, as opposed to saying, great job, you were successful, rather to say, how do you feel that you accomplished that? Like, do you feel good? I mean, that's kind of what I've been trying with my son, but it's, I don't know how it's landing.
So I have this rant in my back pocket at all times, and this is not directed at what you just said. It's directed at the world of parenting education. So please, this is not you. You can find it online. It exists. You can find clips of it. We spend way too much time thinking about what to say to our children and not enough time thinking about how we feel towards our children. So we're always trying to think, if I say you did a good job, then that means that their self-worth is attached to my approval. So instead, I say, is your feeling a positive one or a negative one? Which is not a normal way to talk. And a lot of the parenting stuff is just like not normal. Like you're not being a regular person. You're being like I don't know what. You're being like a therapist mixed with a flight attendant. It's like weird. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like very sweet and soft and like very professional. So what I mean by how we feel towards our children is when we actually experience something with them, like we're with them without an agenda, without trying to accomplish something, that's the feeling that that I'm talking about, which then once you're feeling like we are experiencing something together, you probably don't need to pick your words that carefully, and they probably already internalized, oh, I'm pretty good. My parent is enjoying spending time with me. And whatever you say at that moment, first of all, doesn't need to be perfect. And second of all, ironically, it probably will be perfect. Because if you are really feeling connected to your child, you might just feel the instinct to just pat them on the head once, and that will mean much more to them than every single line in every single gentle parenting book that ever existed.
So
That's
you're bringing up the concept of not based on what they do, just feeling confidence of who they are by being
Mm-hmm.
together with you. And they're together with their parents, just sitting there and, feeling confident about themselves, not based on what they do. And the other thing that I'm hearing from you is that sitting creating that space. I think many adults have a hard time even having that space. We're always like doing something. We're always like,
Yeah.
okay, so you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, let's go. What are you doing? Like, do we have any time that we sit and just enjoy the moment without doing anything, just like a relationship? That builds confidence.
And yes, yes. Oh, I don't know if I cut you off, but I got excited
Good,
by what
good.
you were saying. Okay, yeah. No, and I think I would say my opinion is Purim, and actually I'm going to throw Pesach in here for a second, are great opportunities for this, which we could very easily miss. So what's the opportunity? The opportunity is to spend time with our children without it being attached to some sort of accomplishment, right? So Purim is easier than Pesach. I'll get to Pesach in a second, but Purim, right? You did shalach manos. The guy gave you a cookie and a Pepsi cup at shul. You did the mitzvah already, okay? So and then you gave it back to him, right? And then you gave it to that guy. Says you be my shliach. So you did the whole thing, right? So the rest of the day that you're giving out shalach manos, you don't need to do it a certain way, okay? Now you could get all caught up in who did we give it to, right? Bottom line is that it is an experience which doesn't need a heavy evaluation of how well they're doing in it, right? And it's the kind of experience that if you start to enjoy it without it being for a certain goal, you will be experiencing something with them that is just sending the message from your heart without you saying the words that, you know what, it's really nice spending time with you and you are a valuable, beautiful person. So you have a whole day to just act silly, and you don't need to answer any questions or do any extra mitzvahs. Like you're gonna eat, you're gonna have the Suda, that's gonna happen, right? You give your matana stuff, you're gonna like take care of that, okay? Right? So now what? Now it's really just quality time. Quality time is defined as spending time with somebody with no agenda. And that the message that comes off of you is so much bigger, right? So Purim is that opportunity, and it's one of the reasons why I love Purim. It's one of the reasons why I wrote a whole entire kid's story about a kid who loves Purim and is searching for the golden grogger because he loves Purim so much on 24/6 now. Check it out. And also other things.
Yeah, everybody knows Yehudah is world famous on 24/6.
That's right.
Famous,
That's right.
He's Judah with the golden grogger.
That's right. Ari and the golden grogger.
Okay, let's pick up the pace. Let's pick up the pace here, okay?
Whoa, 1 second. I was in the middle of saying something.
I
had a good
serious
pace.
into therapy. Let's go back to
I had a good pace. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Doctor. Okay,
1 second.
go.
Pesach. I wanted to say something about
PSW
Pesach.
guy, let's go.
I wanted to say something about Pesach. Okay.
Yeah, go.
So I found myself walking home from shul a few years ago on Pesach with a guy that I don't know at all. This older guy who was in my community. I don't even know who he is. I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup today. Just me and him. We had a long walk. You know, it's kind of like that around here. Is like you're not going to run into anyone else. It's a small town, so it was me and him. We had a long walk together, and he started out by saying, "You know what's interesting about Pesach? People think V'hikata Levincha means you're supposed to make fun and games. You're supposed to be like Uncle Moshe at the Seder. Doesn't mean that. It means you tell your children about Yetziat Mitzrayim." He's giving this whole speech, right? And meanwhile, this guy doesn't even know who I am. He doesn't know that every single year on Pesach, I have characters cycling in and out of the Seder, right? Starting with I do it every year. My Halach Manya character who comes to the door and said, "Did you guys get up to the eating? Anyone can come eat part? Okay, let me have some food." And he comes in, he starts eating before right. He didn't know that's what I do, and he's telling me this whole thing. I didn't fight with him. I said, "Yeah, that's very interesting, right?" What happens at my Seder? Well, at my Seder, at certain points in the Seder, because my brother's a rabbi, and so he's like the rabbi, and I'm like the whatever, the other guy, and so he does the rabbi stuff. When he turns it over to me, so I do things like we know the 10 makos. We're going back in time now at the meeting where Moshe Rabbeinu was talking to Hashem and deciding what the makos are going to be. And like it's a brainstorming meeting. So like what other makos should be there, right? And so like people are coming up with things like all of his pencils should have erasers that are like all the way down at the bottom, right? Or like he's trying to use his phone, but it keeps like running out of batteries, right? None of those are correct. We know that. But what we're doing is we're having an experience together, right? So Pesach is another great opportunity. We could sit there and go, yeah, no, tell me, Tyler, say something good. Or sometimes it could be, let me ask you a question. If you were walking through, the Yam Suf split and you're walking through, like what would you do? Like what would you want to see, right? Like they say there were fruit trees and say all this amazing, like what would you want to see? And there's no wrong answer to that question, right? If somebody says, I would want to look back, I want to see the Mitzrayim tumbling in the water. Like, I don't know. I guess that would make sense, right? Because you were just held captive by them for 200, whatever, 1,000 years. So, meaning we let go of the agenda. All right. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's get into it. Here we go. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit, okay?
Okay. Whatever that means.
Check it. Let me do my thing. Menachem, when we're ready for the slideshow, Menachem.
Judah's always ready.
Okay.
I'm always.
You're on. Hi.
Hello. I'm sorry. Hello.
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 Hi. Okay. So I'm enjoying watching all about this improv and confidence, etc. I thought we were going to do I wanted to do some kind of improv together with you. Is that possible? Like
yes.
I'd love to do that.
So, sorry, I think I cut you off. So, were you saying like a child?
Right. No, I'd love you to improv with me, and I'd like to see what you would think as far as, because I look at it like this. To me, I'll talk for myself, it's okay. I don't mind saying what I am. I'm an extremely confident person. That came from having to survive very difficult situations, but allow the outside world never in on it.
She's the creator of the song, I Am Survivor. You know that song? Yeah.
No, there is a song. I Will Survive, it's called.
Yeah, it's a different generation. And not that I know. One time I heard it by accident.
I Will Survive. Or Hashem. So I would love to do some improv because I want to know, is my confidence, I do the same thing. I can walk into a room, I'll take over the whole room over there. People are telling me, why don't you do like stand-up comedy all day long? Stand-up comedy. It's not, but deep down, I know it scares me sometimes because it's a crazy thing to say, but I'm thinking of Robin Williams. There are many people that, what I'm trying to bring out is a confident person does not mean, like my sister, for instance, was brought up in the same home, went through similar situations, but different in a way, and she lacks total confidence. Total. Mm-hmm. She should forgive me if I shouldn't be saying it. I hope she forgives me. She's in England at the moment, so
say it with confidence.
What's that?
Say it with confidence.
Oh, I am. If probably get back to her, and you know something, she loves me. She enjoys it. And I had to be this way. It's actually a tremendous blessing for me. Seriously, it is a blessing. But I want to.
Can we do the slideshow with her and me? Can we do it, or it won't work? I don't know.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, let me address what you're saying because it's very, very important.
Is it
confident? Is it important?
Yeah, I mean, do you
Yeah,
you
it is.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, being able to take over a room, being able to make everyone laugh or perform on the spot does not mean that you're confident. Robin Williams, famously, you're talking about him. I've watched so much of his life,
Right.
not just his performances.
Yes.
And he was somebody that was, I mean, his talent was off the
Yeah.
charts,
Beyond.
right? Like he was able to literally
Absolutely.
do anything and turn into anything. And he
Absolutely.
famously was somebody who lacked confidence and thought that people were gonna, take over his spot as the in the comedy world, and that no one's gonna be interested anymore, all that kind of stuff. I know for myself, I'm no Robin Williams, but I know for myself that when I talk about when I was lacking confidence, I was actually performing on a regular basis, and I was able to tear up a room, and I was able to do a lot of things that somebody would say, "Oh, you must be confident if you're able to do
Right.
that." But the
Right.
truth is that what was happening inside of me was I was not trusting my instincts enough that I would say, I know that I could have a quote unquote bad performance and I'm still good. Like there was a shakiness internally which you couldn't see from the outside. Right? So like if I had a bad performance, like I remember one time I forgot the lyrics to a song I was playing while I was playing on stage, and that night it kept me up all night. It was terrible. That was one of the turning points for me where I was like,
Well, excuse me, you've come a lot. You've come a long way.
I guess I have. But I also sang a song that didn't have lyrics just at the beginning. 999 is not hard to remember, but side point. Right? But that night when I performed, I was very outwardly confident looking. And nobody would have said, "Oh yeah, he didn't look good tonight." It was the same as always. But internally, I was tortured. I was tortured because I didn't believe that my success had anything to do with my core instincts. My success was something that I had to fight for every single time. That it was always a miracle that it happened, and you have to prepare again to have that miracle happen, right? And so the outward experience, it's not an indicator of confidence. Now,
Um,
once you are confident, well, I'll tell you this for myself. Once you do start to develop some confidence, the fascinating thing is that you end up doing less when you're performing or you're speaking in front of a room. You don't try to force it as much. You get up there and you go, I don't need to impress these people. I don't need to do something
I'm
miraculous.
sorry. Yes. So, okay, that's where I was coming to. Is that at this junction, this fork in my life, Baruch Hashem, I've come to a point where I've decided I have to be me. And I actually like who me is. She's also very funny. And she's also always, but I'm me. I don't need to impress. I don't need, it's just a very freeing feeling.
Yes.
It took a lot of work. People think you can do things in a matter of whatever. If you want to change something, or if you want something to change, it entails an enormous amount of work. It's like a muscle. You've just got to keep working at it. So anyway, I don't mean to be too serious. I'm not taking over, God forbid. I wanted to do some live challenging.
Yes. Okay. So some live challenging here. Well, let me ask you a question. What is your funniest? What do you consider your strength is in terms of being funny? Is it dryness? Is it characters? Is it wittiness?
It's, I was just about to say, it's English sarcasm with wittiness. And then
Okay.
enjoying it so much to see the reaction of someone else. Not being mean, God forbid, but maybe feeling, well, I've got one over you now. If you get me. I mean,
I love it. I love it.
I'm talking the language right. That's what I'm saying. I'm really giving it out from inside. So, but that's really, yeah.
So okay, I love it. Coach Ushi, is it okay if I go off script here? Script.
There's
We don't
no
have one.
script. There's no script. We're all confident. We just go with the flow.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna we're gonna do a scene here. All right, me and you,
Yeah,
caller. Yes. What do I call you?
Rebecca, Becky.
Okay, Rebecca, Becky. So
I mean,
we're
no,
gonna,
either Rebecca or Becky. Not both.
I knew what I was doing. Um, so so we're gonna do a scene here. Now, there's a just to give you a little background. There's a well-known comedy concept, which is there's a lot of times in a scene there's a straight man and a funny man. The straight man is the serious person, and the funny man is the one who messes everything up. That's a classic comedy setup, right? Now, what I want to do in the scene is I want to do I'm gonna be a New Yorker who's coming to wherever in Great Britain, wherever you decide. And you're gonna be just the serious one who's kind of like calling out my lack of etiquette or whatever. All right.
I'll
Okay.
try.
Is that okay?
Yes, my voice. I'll try. Okay, great.
And then from because I got you guys here, Coach or Ushi, what is a location where this takes place? Inside a store, inside a school, inside a
You guys
hospital.
you guys are standing in Times Square.
But we're in
Excuse me.
We're in England.
Oh, you're in England.
Yeah.
I might have people on
So
here
you're
who
in
know
a
me.
you're in a coffee restaurant, cafe.
Okay, that's right.
All right.
So
You ready?
I'm the serious one, right?
Yeah, you're the serious one.
I know this is hard, but you're gonna have to play the serious part. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play
You
this.
can do that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. All right.
Yes.
Hey, boss. Let me get 2 eggs and cheese and a small coffee to go. All right.
Right. Somebody
Boss.
just.
Yeah, I'm talking here. I'm in a rush.
Okay. Yes. Still, I'm sorry. Somebody called in. Just if you do that again, you're in a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm trying to get 2 eggs and cheese and on a croissant with a small coffee. No milk. Hold the milk. I don't need milk.
Sure, sir. If you give me a couple of moments, first of all.
Oh, you got muted. Hey, lady, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. We got to get this lady to talk. She got her video messed up.
She keeps unmuting herself. Unmute.
You got. Hey, lady, Rebecca, lady.
She doesn't want to talk to you anymore. She's insulted. She's from England.
You're muted. Boss.
Sorry. I actually changed. I'll tell you the truth. Seriously, I changed my mind because, as much as I like putting myself out there, Baruch Hashem, I have to remember who I am also and my family and all that. So.
Okay. So
I really
example.
I really appreciated it though, and I hope you do go to England and you do go to a coffee shop. I think you'd enjoy it very much, or give a show maybe over there. Anyway, Simchas Purim.
Please don't take this as a sign that you shouldn't do this in other situations. I happen to be somebody who has who's doing this publicly and decided that it doesn't matter anymore for me. You don't have to be silly in every single situation.
Absolutely
you might want to use it somewhere.
Well, absolutely not. And that's the thing, you see, but we have to live all our lives for someone. And I don't mind that. I understand it, especially because if you want to be a responsible, caring person in our society, you have to know what and where you can say. That's all. It's just one of those things. It's fine. Baruch Hashem, I find plenty of places to make people happy. That's the main thing.
And I love the confidence. I love it. Okay, Yehudah, let's go.
Let me say this before we move on. Miss Rebecca Becky, if you want to get in touch with me after and you want to figure out a place that you can use your abilities, we'll talk it through. So get a hold of me and we'll talk it through. Because I want you to be able to use it. I hear it. You're in front of whatever 40,000 people here live on Coach Menachem. So maybe not here.
Let's do another scene. Now bring on Naftali. You, if you want to throw me in or Menachem. Naftali, let's go.
Okay, so thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this presentation. I actually do. Hello.
Yeah.
I actually do improv stories at other Subanim programs.
Oh, me too.
Because the kids always are told to listen to stories. So I did one on Avram Avinu. What were the guests that came to his tent? I tied to the parsha. What did Noach do after he came out of the Teva? And recently I did one in Baltimore, like about Mitzrayim. What are the boys learning yeshiva? What do they do in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon? And it was fantastic, actually.
That's awesome.
And I also, so I think letting kids be themselves, and I always tell them, we're in a shul, you have to say things are appropriate in a shul. The adults get involved. But here's how I like to build confidence. People don't realize you let children make decisions where they think they're having an impact. For example, I take 2-year-olds, grandsons, 5-year-olds to the supermarket. They help me choose fruits and vegetables. They memorize shopping lists, and they're experiencing things in a way where they really matter. And then I do improv stories with the kids. So Midos Man is a famous series. We have, and it's Paw Patrol. I do Midos Pups. I do all kinds of Midos ideas of teaching children how to behave, and they make up better stories than I do. Kids have a fertile imagination, and people don't realize we have to be kids, and you build confidence. So I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
And I love improv, but I could do improv with you if you want.
Let's go. Let's make a scene.
Okay, let's go.
Let's
All right, let's go. So I'm a kid in your shul. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And so whatever you would do on Ava Sabanim, considering this time of year, I'm
okay.
Just talking to you like I'm a kid in your shul.
What's the name of the Robin Williams movie when he's a kid, he goes backwards? What's it called?
What is
Benjamin Buttons.
Benjamin Buttons, yeah. Dr. Benjamin Buttons live.
Yeah. So I would do, let's say, the
let's
parsha.
go.
Let's say we had
Let's
the
go.
parsha. Okay, we can get the parsha we had about donating things to Beis Hamikdash, right? Beis Mishkan.
What does donating mean? What does that mean?
Give something that's important to you. So I would say to the kids, okay, so the kids, what would you want to donate to the Mishkan?
I mean, but if I give it, then I don't get it back.
Well,
so I don't want to give.
You get rewards, and by giving things, you believe it or not, you will get things back for it. In life, whatever you give, Hashem helps you get back, and you don't have to give tzedakah. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so what about like my little brother? Can I give my little brother?
Well, only for a week, but after a week, you have to take him back.
I mean, that's still nice because he goes in my room all the time. He touches my stuff, so.
Okay,
so I'm giving my brother to the Mishkan or what to the Beis Hamikdash.
He's doing sacrificing.
Oh no, Chas v'shalom. Okay,
no,
so
what does that mean? What is it sacrifice?
But if he comes to the Beis Hamikdash, he's going to get a prize. Don't you want to come to the Beis Hamikdash
No,
and
then
get your own prize?
Forget it. Forget what I said about my brother. No, so then I'm giving something.
Well, okay, we love to have you. And how about we have a favorite toy that you like. Would you like to give that to the Mishkan?
I got a basketball. I got a new basketball, and but it's not my favorite. It's like my second favorite toy. But I'd rather not give my favorite. I don't want to give my favorite toy.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. It says in the pasuk, "Nediv leiv." Everybody gave what they wanted to give. So you could, if you want to give your second favorite toy, that's up to you. The main thing is that you give, and you learn in life the importance of chesed. Helping people allows you to learn, and others will help you if you ever need it. I always try to imbue lessons in them. Yes.
What is imbue? What is it? What is imbue?
Oh, well, I'm talking big to you, but it teaches people to act of giving. It's very important to give. If you give, Hashem gives to you too.
Okay, so that's like whenever we give tzedakah, Hashem gives us the tzedakah back.
He actually gives you more back.
If I give $5 to tzedakah, then Hashem gives me $5.
He'll give you somewhere along the line. You're going to get back whatever you need. Hashem knows what's best, and Metz Hashem. By you give tzedakah, you can try it. The Gemara says,
if you give a baseball, you get back a basketball.
If you give a baseball, you'll get an A on your test, and you'll have less homework.
Mr. Dembitcher, Rabbi Dembitcher, can I ask you a question? Are most kids as smart as I am, or most kids are not?
Actually, you're quite knowledgeable. I'm very impressed with your knowledge.
For his age that has a DSW, I'm very impressed.
Thanks.
Yeah. Your number of degrees is mind-boggling. There are adults 5 times your age and don't have so many. No, but again,
Doogie Howser.
But it's all about, I like to bring in stories from the parsha and ideas, and I talk lower vocabulary, obviously. but
Right.
but it's all about, like, thinking on your feet and trying to come up with a message for them at the same time.
Love
And
it.
the kids love it. They jump in, and and I love doing it. I've been doing it for many, many years. I fell in love with improv. There used to be a show that I would go to, and I took my kids once to the Sunday matinee, because you can't go at night; it's not so good. But the Sunday
Nice.
matinee was pretty good, and they came out. They asked for a song. I have three kids with me. I said, "For Jubilant Jews." That was my clue for the song. It's always about thinking of ideas, and I do it at work too. I'm very funny. I don't make money, but I'm
Excellent.
very funny.
Oh, neither do I, but yeah, right.
Thank you so much for talking about this
Sure.
important
Sure.
topic.
That was fun.
Judah, but
That was
Judah,
fun.
wait, before you
Yeah.
continue, people
Yeah.
are thinking, beautiful. Judah can do it. Demeter does it. The improv guys. But what does that have to do with a regular, normal person?
Like a regular, normal Coach Menachem.
Yeah. Like, why
Yeah. What is
in
it
the
gonna
world
do?
should I make those noises and say, welcome everyone? Like, what? What?
Okay, so in a second, we're gonna do our improv exercise, which we planned that we would do it, but you don't know what's gonna happen next, and I don't know what's gonna happen next, right? We're doing this for each other here, right? Is that right?
Oh, we're all in. We're all in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're in a second. We're going to do that. But I feel that it's important to say that there are so many different types of improvisers, which are all needed. So, I'm a wacky character improviser. That's my style, and that was just naturally who I was before I started improv, and then I really embraced it once I got in there. I was like, you know what? This is who I am. There are other people that naturally they have a steadiness to them or a calmness to them or a simplicity to them. And not only is that beneficial to an improv scene because of, like we were saying before, like straight man, funny man, like balancing things out or having a discrepancy between the wackiness and the normal. I appreciate them because I can't do it. Right. So I've learned how to do some of it, but I need, like, I could be wacky all I want, but sometimes the biggest laugh comes from the guy who was standing there next to me the entire time, just like shaking his head quietly and then going, seriously, dude? Right? Like after 5 minutes of this guy being a nut job, there's this other person that calls it out, and it creates the discrepancy, creates a normal world for this wacky person to be in. So improvisers don't need to be wacky. They need to be listening, they need to be free, they need to be trusting each other, and they need to be different from each other.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
this is not everybody. This is not supposed to be everybody.
So we'll start with you, and should we ask the audience of a
Wait,
topic?
you're doing. One second. You snuck it in there, Coach. Coach, you avoided it. Why are we starting with me? Why aren't we starting with
Because
you?
then I'll know what to do when it's my turn.
So maybe it's better if you don't know.
Okay, go. I'm in.
Okay, here we go. So, what we
You
have
want to do it?
No, Coach.
Okay. I'm not gonna.
No,
Can chicken out.
no. Actually, different. Maybe I have another one.
Good. Go.
All right. So what we agreed upon is that for tonight we're going to have a presentation given by me, one by Coach Menachem, with a slideshow that has never been seen before by the presenter. So not only has the presenter never seen the slideshow, but also we're going to give them a topic or a reason why they're presenting, like who this person is and why people want to listen to this speech, so to speak, which also has not been predetermined. And we will then we're going to just go. Then you just have to make it up. So since you have not,
I want to pause everybody listening. I just want to explain. There's something we discussed this last time. I just want everybody to understand what's going on here. I'm having a good time. We're chilling. There's a point of internally every serious adult, because we deal with so much, I don't know how to say that properly, in the world of difficult stuff, that there's an internal child that we all have. Even the serious person as they are, no matter how much they went through, every person has the inner child. So we know the inner child is the baby that cries, that misses his mommy, and that they got a smack and all the abuse. But there's also an inner child that's free and that wants to experience life in a childish way. And every once in a while, we tap into that. Every once, even the most serious person, they get into a joke and they start laughing. They can't stop giggling. That type of laughter comedy
could really heal, and really when you do it, and everybody's experienced it, even the most serious person,
But
really
not in
can heal.
public. Not in public.
Public, not in public. People do it with their families. People have something, a situation, and they just burst out, right? And we could have that anytime, any place. It could be a funny guy comes into shul and he just acts crazy, or it could be you have a memory with your family, you just start laughing when I was 4 years old, remember, and you just start bursting out. That's extremely healing, and it's actually, if you've ever experienced belly laughing, what we discussed with Dr. Judah,
See our first episode.
first episode in the original season one, when we, yeah, right, season one, for those of our the subscribers, we discussed how that really could heal you, and actually after you've experienced, which I've experienced a few times in my life, you feel so good and so calm inside. So what we're trying to create is that if we could learn to be a little bit playful with our personalities, obviously now we're trying to do that, but if we could do that naturally when we get situations, try to open up versus always trying to be adults and rigid and pressure and problem, blah, 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 we could enjoy a little bit a part of our inner child, but in a positive inner child, not the, because we always view the inner child as this like broken little kid who's like, hugging himself and crying and all that stuff. So this is like a different version of that inner child that I think is very helpful. So let's go into the slideshow.
Can you say without further ado? That makes me feel better.
Without further ado, Dr. Judah, DSW.
Woo! Are we asking the crowd for
World
a
famous
topic?
24/6 Dr. Golden Grager.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the way that it's going to work is that, right, the person who's doing the slideshow is going to be presenting and doesn't know what on the slide. Coach, you'll tell me next slide, and I'll go next slide. And when I'm doing my presentation from your slideshow, you'll do the same.
Yep. Are you going to ask the audience for a topic, or you're going to?
Yes. So maybe people just.
They should all send an idea to Asher Parnas.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do that.
Guys, let me explain what's happening here. Menachem prepared a slideshow that Judah never saw.
And the opposite.
Judah prepared a slideshow that Menachem never saw. And they're going to present the slideshow as improv and try to make it, I guess, manage it as if they know with confidence what they're talking about. Hopefully a little comedy, and it'll be fun. But you get to choose the topic. So right. Judah is going to feed it to Menachem first. I want Menachem to go first. Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room. So we don't know what the slideshow is. It could be a topic of relationships, therapy, whatever you want. Text to chat or text Asher Parnas. And as I get the text, I'll read them, and then we'll go with the first one that Menachem chooses. Okay.
I'm thinking while the slide.
Menachem doesn't choose it. Menachem doesn't choose it.
Who chooses it?
Judah.
We choose it. Yeah.
Okay. Who's an expert in colon cancer research.
Next one.
Whoa.
Next one. No good.
An energy healing sorcery. Okay.
What do you think?
Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Marriage expert.
He likes it.
Ooh. Energy. Kishuv. A little Kishuv, though. That's it.
Okay. I'm looking for ideas for topics. Pink elephants. Slideshow on husband doing a workout for the first time.
Okay, wait. Pause right there. Pause right there. Hold on. Pause right there.
This is what we're gonna do. Healthy sleeping habits.
Okay, then hold on. I got it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Hold on. Okay, so Coach, you're giving you are an expert.
You know the slideshow.
It doesn't matter. This is what I say. Right? You are an expert on teaching husbands how to exercise. They're fat and lazy. And this is your expertise. And everybody has joined the Zoom call to hear your insights into how to get fat, lazy husbands off the couch to get them to exercise. Okay?
Amazing.
Yes?
When the slide comes up, I'm going to say the picture, and you do the same, because people that listen to the podcast should know what's on the.
You describe the picture, and then
that's on you. Give me this. You can let me share my screen over here.
If you don't let children share screens.
Ay.
All yours.
Okay, so we're gonna pass it over to you. You're gonna give yourself a new name for this character. Okay, so person that we've never met before.
Dr.
No, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Which is gonna do it. We're passing it over to you. It's your show, and I'm not starting the slideshow until you tell me to. So introduce yourself. Ki'ilu, it was a Zoom call. Like you don't start with the slideshow. Okay, everybody's ready.
Welcome everyone. Welcome. Tonight we're going to be discussing for the husbands, obviously. I hope the ladies are here so that they can teach their husband. And I'm the high energy man, and I'm going to teach them how to be high energy, not low energy on the couch, to get off the couch. And then whatever they do is good. It's hakel revach. It's just a plus if we get them off the couch. So welcome everyone. And I hope some men join also so that they can get the concept. But here we go. We're ready to start.
I changed your name, Menachem.
Okay, high energy man. Okay, so I am the high energy man. Now, sometimes I don't like to say it, but you need to hear this. And I gotta apologize, but sometimes you just gotta say it. Next slide, please. Here you go. You're driving in the car. You're going from one place to the other.
It's a picture of a meter.
Oh, picture of a meter. And you're driving the car. You're constantly in the car. The little bit that you're walking is from the couch until the car. And that's it. All you do is find a place to park and park your car. And that's it. You stay right there. I mean, what's this all about? What's this? I'm sorry, I just had to say it. You know, somebody has to say it. The world just wants to be so nice. But there are so many people, they just sit in their couch and then sit in the car, park by the meter, and just stay there. Next slide.
Whoop, whoop.
Picture of Empire cut up chicken.
Okay, so now, you know, I am usually the high energy guy and I'm going to teach you, but at the end of the day, when a man comes home and there's good food, I mean, whatever I'm going to say now, they're not going to hear it. They're just not going to be there. Gone. We lost you. There's the food sitting right in front of you. And you know what? You know what happens? I don't have to tell you. I just don't have to tell you. So wait a second. Who put the food on the table? Did you ask for it? It's a great question. We're not doing shalom bayis tonight. But again, we're trying to just recognize and be aware of where we're coming from and what's going on inside of us. So yes, we're going to teach you the high energy, but sometimes, especially when there's foods, the men are lost. They're just lost.
Next slide.
Next slide. All right.
Oh my God.
So I'm glad you came tonight. What's on the
It's a
slide?
photo
Michelle?
of like mathematics and like
Einstein.
Einstein's board.
Okay, I'm glad you came tonight, especially the men. Now, first of all, what I want you to do now is, I know it's going to be hard. Stand up. I know you're on the couch. I know it's comfortable. Just stand up. So, yeah, let's go. You can do it. You can do it. Just stand up. Beautiful. Now we're going to do some jumping jacks. And look at this slides. I mean, let's not get into the slides. It's a little bit complicated. But before we get into the slide, just a jumping jack. Look, even one. Pick up let's go. Your feet, your hand. What's going on? Why are you looking at me? I said do it. Let's go. I know it's hard. Let's do it. Well, this is the lesson from this slide. You're not always going to understand what's going on. You're not going to want to do it. But this is how it works. You start with one thing at a time. You spread out your feet, pick up your hand, and you do one, and then you'll be surprised after a week. You'll be able to do 10. Next slide. Oh my.
The picture of Coach Menachem Bernfeld.
Oh, yeah, you have to, if you're listening to the podcast, you gotta switch to watch this. And this is what's gonna happen to you after a few weeks by doing the exercise, becoming high energy. You become a high energy guy just like me.
Next slide.
Get started.
Picture of a laughing banana.
Get started. Yes. Many times you're not sure, you're confused. You started. Coach Menachem said you should do it. You're starting to feel the energy, but not really. Well, here's another secret. It's not only movement. It's not only movement. What do you take in? What are you putting in your body? I'm going to become aware of that. Here we go. This is just a banana, but what I want you to do is every day write down what you eat and then bring it in. We'll discuss it. Next slide. There you go.
A man looking at an esrog, a rabbi.
Yes. Then you bring it in. I'm sorry. It's not
You're
going to
so
be
starving, you're going to eat the esrog.
You're going to be uncomfortable. Yes, in the beginning, we're going to be looking at that paper and everything that you put into your body. Just like this guy. What's he looking for? What's he looking at? Well, everybody's different. But this is what we're going to do. Slow down and look at it. The awareness sometimes can be painful. You find that black dot. You might say, oh, don't focus on the negative. But this is where it starts. What's going on? Next slide.
Last slide.
Picture of a monkey wearing glasses.
And it all boils down. What is it that you're looking for? You want to have high energy, and that's why you came to tonight's class, I'm sure. But why? What's behind it? Is it your wife? Who pushed you to come? What's that focus? What's that thing that you're looking for? Well, just stop for a moment and look at this picture and see what comes up inside of you. You might become aware of something you never knew before. You never knew you're looking for. And that's why you're here tonight. And I want to thank you for joining. And I'll get to work. But remember the 3 things: off the couch, out of your car, movement. What are you putting into your body? And what do you really want?
Woo! That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay. All right. So at the end of every in improv class, at the end of every improv exercise, we ask the other students who weren't in the scene, what did you love about the scene? And there's several reasons why we do that. But I'm asking this to everybody, Ashi, whatever. Anybody wants to send in things that they love about the scene.
Text Coach Menachem. Text Coach Menachem.
Text Coach. What did we love about the scene? It's not easy to improvise, or it's not always comfortable to improvise. So we want to support you. We're not here to nitpick on things, because since you're making it up on the spot, there's always things that aren't going to be perfect. It's an imperfect performance on purpose. And also, you didn't get to view the scene because you were in it. So we get to tell you what we loved about the scene, right? I will tell you that your character having the high energy was I really enjoyed that. Like your voice doesn't usually do that. Your voice doesn't go like that was a different side of you that came out, and it added a lot to the character. It almost actually like made me feel like this is a real thing. Like, he really is giving good advice. And then I was like, no, it's improv. He's making it up, right? But like it made it very believable.
They don't believe he didn't prepare it. He was so good.
Love how you spoke about the meter so flawlessly. It was woven so well. The rolling with it, the slight sarcasm about the hoping the wise are here.
Truth is, that's what life is. We got to roll with it. That's it. That's really what it is.
Right.
And the slow prodding, just getting up, the exaggerated encouragement, and encouragement to the fat husband. I loved seeing you get into that toward the end, seeing that playful side. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us about your experience. What did it feel like?
Well, in the beginning, I'm thinking, why? Why are we doing this? And I'm going to do this, what's this all about? But the idea is, wait a second. Maybe you don't want to do it for a living. But if this is what's needed now, you can do it. You figure it out. You'll manage. So here I am, did it. I know I can play the game.
It sounds a little bit like the way that someone defined confidence earlier today. You belong doing what you're doing, and you're able to adjust if need be.
Thank you. Thank you.
You didn't know you were so confident.
I hope I wasn't the only one doing the jumping jacks. So we got one client. Who else? Who else was doing jumping jacks?
It was very motivating. Get up! Stand up!
Love the playfulness and the way it mirrored many real life advisors who often talk fluff. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah, and that's a side point, and we talked about this a lot in I think my first go around. But you know, making fun of certain things in life allows us to like release that tension, right? Whenever we do this exercise, as somebody who really nails the like fluffy, like full of garbage kind of presenter, and everybody thinks it's the funniest thing because we've all heard it a million billion times, but usually you're not the person who goes, "Hi, this sounds like garbage. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave." Usually you just sit there and you hold it in until somebody jokes about it later, right?
Okay, now it's Judah's turn.
Let's go.
Judah's turn. Who's choosing a character?
Same deal. So I need a character, send it to Ashi, and then you guys decide. I have no say in this.
Okay. Everybody text me what's the
Teenage,
scene? What's the
teenage in a bad mood.
That's
It's too
good.
easy for me.
Too easy. Give him a hard one.
No, it's too easy for me because that's like my inner child is a
Right, I'll
teenager.
give you a hard one.
Maybe a topic I know nothing about.
Like,
I don't know. I'll tell you.
newly married weds. Nothing.
Selling refrigerators. Grandpa writing a will. How to prepare for Shabbos in 15 minutes.
You tell me.
Speak as a shadchan. I like it.
Okay.
Shadchan Judah. World
Speak
famous
as-
shadchan does 3,000 shidduchim under his belt. Puts boys and girls together around the world. All right, let's do the slideshow.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me.
It's 5 slides, just letting you know, so you can okay, here we go. Just a second. Just a second.
Changing your name.
What's his name?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. As you guys know, I'm the world famous matchmaker, Dr. Maishi Ruth. I have made over 3,000 shidduchim, and most of them have stayed married. A good percentage of them have stayed married, and that is something which I let people know that the art of matchmaking is really that. It is art. You have to think of like an artist. And so today I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts and some of my experiences as an artist of marriages. So let's start with our first slide.
First slideshow.
Looking forward.
There are so many books about marriage out there. And really, if you think about it, there's too many to read at any given time. What are you going to do? Every single time you have a doubt about your marriage, you're going to go read a whole book? No. When you come to me, I set you up with a person that will make it that you never have to read a marriage book once. And on top of that, my own book is for sale for $19.99, and you'll be able to purchase it at the end of this with the link and use the code Coach Menachem to get an extra 6% off. Let's do the next slide.
2 horses.
You're different. You know, you and your future spouse are different from each other. One of you could be brown and the other one could be white. But at the end of the day,
It's marriage.
It's marriage. And to combine 2 different entities to create something, a brand new thing, that's what I do. And that's why I have the success rate that I have. Now, people ask me all the time. They say, how did you get into this work? How come Hashem gave you such a gift? People say that to me. How come Hashem gave you such a gift? I say, we don't know from such things. But what we do know is that if you buy my book today, that you'll also get access to my course at 20% off, which I'll have for you at the end of the slideshow.
And Dr. Ruth, this
Yes.
shows us that you could put two stubborn horses together and make the match work. It's unbelievable.
Right. And the truth is,
Is this actually a picture of a couple that you have done?
I was going to say, people don't know this, but I'm also a horse shadchan. People do not know that.
It's in the book.
But it's in the book. You have
Next
to read
slide.
it, but I'm not going to spoil it. And when you
Don't go
come
there.
to an agreement, I know how to navigate situations. Okay, I know how to navigate. I'll tell you something a little later
Don't go
about this.
there.
But you come to a moment where you have the father from each side come together and they shake hands on who's going to pay for what at the wedding. Is there anything more beautiful than that? Okay, fine. They're going to fight the rest of the time and they're going to dominate the wedding. And during the Tanoim, they're going to be staring at each other, all that kind of stuff. That's not on me because I'm the shadchan. I make it happen, right? But when they shake their hand, they say, my daughter will marry your son. And the other person says, my son will marry your daughter. What's more beautiful than that? And who else can do that besides me? Nobody.
You're such a good matchmaker. You not only match the couple, you match the parents, the father-in-laws, even after the wedding.
That's
This
right.
is what they look like. This is after
That's
the
right.
chasana. You're such a good matchmaker.
That's right.
Next.
100%. Let me get the next slide here. Yes. And like with all good Jewish stories, at one point you're going to find yourself on your way to Eretz Yisrael. When you're on your way to Eretz Yisrael, you're going to have no plan. You're going to say, maybe I'll learn in Kollel, maybe I'll find a job. But I can ensure you that the woman that you will marry will have a job that works remotely and gets you paid in dollars while you live in Israel. So you can do whatever you want. You can figure it out when you're there. She'll be up at 3 a.m, right, doing whatever job she had in America, and then taking care of the kids the rest of the day while you figure it out. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm offering here? Every shidduch that I make moves to Eretz Yisrael with a wife who has a remote job and a husband who's figuring it out for the next decade. That is a promise that I make to you. Is that my final slide, or is it?
You want one more?
I have a lot. I have so much wisdom.
We'll give you more. But do you see what I see down there?
Couples that didn't work out because they weren't set up by me. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And I'll tell you, people get nervous about marriage. People get nervous about getting set up. They say, what's going to happen if the power goes out and I don't have a plan? And what I say to them is, buy my book. Thank you for having me. Oh, I forgot about the slide that I put in there. It's marriage is a jungle gym. Why would you want to do that without a professional starting you off? You want to walk on that? You want to trip on that? You want to eat mulch? You're gonna come home and your wife is gonna give you a bowl, not Empire Chicken. She's gonna give you a bowl of mulch, and
This is what marriage looks like without Dr. Ruth. This is what it looks like.
That's right. This is what it looks like. Nobody wants to deal with that. When you come to me, it is smooth sailing, like the end of a Disney movie. It's all good. Perfect forever. Go. Done. That was fun.
Yeah, it was good. You dealt with the two-guy picture. Excellent. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Oh, yeah. So I have what to say on this. Yeah. So, but maybe, I'll come to it in a second. Anything you guys want to share with me? Anything that you love about the scene that you want to share with me?
Well, it was okay. I thought it was okay. Whatever. I've seen better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever.
These are right.
You have confidence. You don't need to hear it.
I loved how you're really selling your book. That's amazing. And I don't think there's anything we can really get you.
Get me?
Yeah, like stuck. You'll always manage to say something.
Oh no, it's not about getting stuck, right? It's like I said before, it's still an unknown. Like even if you're doing improv for 1,000,000 years, who knows what's going to happen, right?
If people are requesting, you should post the link for the book and the course. They don't want to eat mulch.
They don't want to eat mulch.
They don't want to eat mulch.
Okay,
Start writing your book.
Buy my book. Let's go.
Okay, I think we're gonna wrap up now, Menachem. What are we doing?
Yeah. Or Judah has something very important to say. He'll say by the closing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that, guys. It's 11 o'clock. People want more improv. They're enjoying the improv. Saying when's the next one? People like improv. They like improv.
The improvtherapist.com. That's my website.
Improvtherapist.com. Yeah.
And on all the socials, you can find stuff
Okay.
and reach out.
Let's go to the closing, guys. It's late. I now know everybody has nothing to do tomorrow, so I guess we'll figure it out then. First of all, shkoyach for world famous Dr. Judah for coming on from Boca Raton. He has a DSW and giving them chizuk and hopefully a little confidence tonight. And listen, everybody should take that confidence into Purim. And he said a great word at the end of the day. Purim is you could focus. It's not high focus on pressure, things that we need to do. You got to daven, you got to eat the matzah, the shir, the hummus, the charoises, the herring, all that stuff. It's just, it's a light yontiv in the sense of like, you could really focus on like having a good time and connect with your kids just for being silly and being a kid, which I think is a very important point. And we should all try to really connect. Light some fireworks with your kids, be yotzei the mitzvah. I was standing in the fireworks to buy my kids, like, fireworks. I was like, how the heck did the Purim come into fireworks? Like, how did that happen? When did this evolution? The Purim became $500 in fireworks, and that's the mitzvah of Purim. It's like, whoa.
Now my kids heard a good idea. Oh, what am I going to do now?
Exactly. Okay, so thank you for coming on again. Next week, March 1st, it's going to be Erev Tanis Esther. There'll be no shir. And make sure March 8th will be a shir with Rabbi Ephraim Seversky from Eretz Yisrael, Menachem, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be an amazing shir. Please join us. Everything will be recorded on Coach Menachem on menachemberfeld.com. If there's any questions, please email coachmenachem@gmail.com to listen to shir 261 on the phone lines at the number 732-305-9011, 732-305-9001. And if anybody wants to buy Yehudah's book, just search on Amazon, The 10 Dumbest Mistakes to Make as a Therapist. Use coupon code Coach Menachem and buy the book. You like that one, right? Thank
That was
you,
good.
advertising
That's good.
sponsors, The Lakewood Scoop, Elliot Arrow, 5 Town Central, Chayil Kaufman from JCN, Jewish Content Network. And now we'll go to the closing part. Just want to say that at the end of the day, we sit here all year, we talk about a lot of heavy topics. And, maybe we should also have some fun also. At the end of the day, like, problems don't go away. Depression, anxiety, sorrows, unlimited, no limit. It seems like the world is going through its very difficult times, but thinking about it's not going to make a difference. People, again, I'm not here to, say that, but, obviously you have something, you have to take care of it, you have therapy, this, anxiety, right? But living it 24/7 doesn't make it get better. It's the more you ruminate on it, the more it becomes strong. So the part we could tap into the world famous matchmaker, Dr. Ruth, and really turn into that happy side of us and make light sometimes of things. Not chas v'sholem kalis roish or litzonis, but make light of the situation, which is really not litzonis. It's not the end of the world. Every tzara, everything we go through is always tekufos. Things pass, other things come. There's so many times in life you reach certain things, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then as you pass it, you're like, it doesn't even exist anymore. So if we could lighten the tone, take a little bit of this improv personality into regular life without, and when we have the opportunity, when it's yontif with your family or when something funny just happens, just really giggling it, laughing it, enjoying it. I mean, they say this, is it true or not? I mean, I'm sure you know about this, right? People that had like cancer, they started like laughing and there's a movie about that, no? They started healing
Yes.
themselves through laughter and through being happy.
And the laughter is really connection, and that is like, the topics of our first couple of episodes together. But
Right.
laughter as connection, and connection is healing, right? So it's not an afterthought. Laughter is not like, oh, it's a cute thing if you get it. Be together.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think we need to just really tap into it. It's hard, and definitely I'm not always in the mood of it. And sometimes you're like, but we go with that tones. But when we have that opportunity that we're in a good place, you're feeling good, you're in the right moment. I feel like sometimes people hold back. They feel it's immature, or they feel like, or they feel like, they have all these like thoughts that stop them. It's really silly because if you really let yourself go a little bit, you enjoy yourself and you release a tremendous amount of stress and energy. and you can really tap into that happiness of your inner child. And I think it's very important. I think Yehuda a little bit overdoses on it. It's my opinion, Dr. Ruth. But, listen, it's IA, Idiots Anonymous. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, that's it. Coach Menachem.
Goya, thank you, Judah. Tonight was very interesting. And I want to take it to the next concept that we started with. Many people think when they're ready, they'll do it. So, I'm thinking personally for me, Dr. Judah is an inspiration. And many times there's something that I want to do, something that I should do. I have the fear, something holding me back. And Judah, you come to mind and say, listen, you'll see what happens. Go for it. You prepared whatever you could. And what's the worst case scenario? But for yourself also, take it a little bit lighter, make a little joke. Anytime you feel stuck, anytime you feel you can't move, there's probably inside of you something that doesn't allow the movement. And if you can just make a little bit lighter and a joke and even about yourself. Now, obviously, confidence, you have to be confident, but not 100%, because if you're going to wait for that, you'll be waiting. So for me, it works just to being productive. Again, that doesn't mean I sit out there and do what we do over here tonight, but it gives us the okay of if it doesn't work 100%, no, go for it. And the next concept, I want to ask the audience, when was the last time you sat with your kids and did nothing? Like we mentioned before, it's like, okay, so what are we doing now? Like, what are we doing now? So what are we supposed to do now? Are we doing it right? Like, could we?
When was the last time, Menachem, that you sat with your kids
and did nothing
and just laughed and had a good time? Joked,
I think it was last
family memories, nothing pressuring, nothing, just funny laughter.
Exactly. Doesn't happen too often. And that's what our kids need. That's what healthy relationships need. And not always, okay, did you do it right? Are you doing it right? Did you do it? Are you doing it? Are we doing it now? Oh, that can be hard. It's just being. They're playing with the Legos, they're coloring, they're talking, they're looking out the window. Just be there. Just be there. And that can be hard, if you haven't done it in a while. And, if you go talk about all the other episodes that we discussed, what comes up for you. Maybe you never got it, or you don't know how. But that's not for now. So thank you very much. And I hope everybody has a freilichen Purim, a meaningful Purim, and they can slowly let go and find the real you. Mitzvah Hashem. Shkoyach.
Before we go to Yehudah, the chat's open. Everybody text on the chat any comments you want for Yehudah, for everybody can see it. And look at your name, Dr. Judah. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. And Dr. Judah, leave everybody with your words of inspiration, comedy, as we go into the Purim, Pesach mode, and everything starts and all the stress starts. What can we do to tap into this inner child, to this happiness, to enjoying life? That those little kids that you put them together and they're just like running in the grocery store, they're laughing and they're giggling and they're putting underwear on their head and running around like monkeys and having a good time. What happened? Where's ours? What happened to us just because we're 90 and we have bills we can't pay? What happened to it?
Yes. Okay, well, thanks for having me. It's always fun being on with you guys. I really, really enjoyed Menachem, you going for it with the slides. That it honestly is one of the most satisfying or rewarding things that I get to do is I coach people into that space. And sometimes people are like, I didn't like being in that space, and that's fine. Other times people are like, wow, I didn't know I can do that. But seeing it be executed in an authentic way, or even just taking the chance of doing it without knowing whether it's going to be good, it's so much fun for me. And so thank you guys for having me, and thank you for doing that and taking the chance and doing the slideshow there. The name of tonight's episode, confidence is just panic with a better posture. we were talking about it, me and Coach over there, and running it through AI, and seeing what they came up with, and ChatGPT came up with this, and I was like, that is so brilliant. And then it made me think a whole thing about robots taking over, and then I had a panic attack, and then once I calmed down, I was like, okay, fine. But really, so brilliant, because the idea of being confident is not that you feel good, and waiting to feel good takes away our opportunities, A, to live our lives, and B, to actually build confidence. And I can think of so many times that I didn't feel good even while I was doing something, while I was performing something, while I was teaching something, or whatever it was. And afterwards, I might have told you, hey, I don't know. I don't know how that went. I don't know. I didn't feel so good about it. But if you ask me a different question, if you ask me the question of, are you glad you did it? Even if I felt terrible throughout it, if it was something that I felt good that I did it, then that answer was still yes, right? Meaning that the feeling does not dictate the value of the action that you've taken, right? So am I glad that I got up there and I sang in front of those people? Am I glad that I went to the dentist a whole bunch of times in the last 2 months, and like it was not pleasant, and I was glad that I did it, right? And so there are some times where it feels terrible, and it feels terrible because it was terrible. But there are some times where it feels terrible, so to speak, because it was hard, but not because it was wrong. And I think that that's something that we get crossed when we think about confidence, and we think about our ability to do things on the spot and our ability to be present, is that it gets crossed together, where it's like, well, if I feel this way, then it must not be going well. And if I feel this way, then it must be that there's something wrong and something that I need to fix. There are many times where when we start doing something, we feel like nervous about it, or uncomfortable, or we haven't really gotten totally present. And we didn't talk about being present that much tonight, but really, at the end of the day, what improv is being present in the moment and not being attached to some outcome that you wish or you're trying to force to happen. And when we think about what we were talking about Yom Tovim and connecting to our kids, and with no agenda and quality time, really what that is being present. And really what being present is knowing that I'm here right now, and that something that I want off in the future is irrelevant to this moment, right? So if I want to make sure that we get the Shalchmanos around to every single person in the neighborhood, and it's 10:30, right? And my kid is making a joke, and I go, get in the car, you psycho, get in the car, right? That has nothing to do with now, right? Right now is now, and let's have a good time being present now. And so I want to say that, I really, really think, I say this usually as a rant or as like a joke, but we take a lot of Yom Tovim very seriously, and I don't know why we don't take Purim as seriously as we should. I can hear the speeches ringing in the back of my ears about Yom Kippurim. It's the second holiest day of the year is Yom Kippur, because it's Yom Kippurim. It's like Purim, but Purim's the holiest day of the year. And then we come to Purim, and then we go, give it your whole heart, give it your whole self, spend it with your family, share it with each other, bring joy to people. Go to knock on someone's door who doesn't get a lot of visitors, and don't try to fix their life. Just say, Happy Purim. I'm happy to see you. Here's some Shalchmanos. See you later.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Lots of fun.
Everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Purim. We'll see you on March 8th. And hope everybody takes a little bit of this into their life. Everybody's texting like, I just need to take a little bit of this and learn how to chill and enjoy life. Learn how to integrate it. Try it slowly. I'll give you a simple example. Tomorrow, or when you go back to work, maybe like in a week or two, just go into your boss and just say, you're just so dominant, just curse them out. See how that goes, and hopefully that you'll get the rhythm. You know what I mean? You'll get the concept.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Dr. Judah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Everybody have a wonderful night. Chakosh v'sameach. V'nahapachu. All the best. Take care.
Oh, yeah.